While I was working on sanding the hood, the 51 pickup, I got a magic box. And it says, please check contents of this package immediately. It is from Dakota Digital. Cool. Let's see what we have. I've been waiting for a set of gauges for the past few days from Dakota Digital, and they are the people to get modern gauges with classic appearance. So I needed a whole dashboard, or dashboard setup for my pickup, and I couldn't use just anything because, well, it's got to fit the truck, and then it also has to handle LS engine. So I checked out Dakota Digital, and sure enough, they've got what I need exactly. So it's packaged really nice. All good bubble wrap. I think first of all we've got, I'll show you performance. A few magazines, classic trucks, Chevy. Now that's kind of nice. And it looks like they're articles and components that are available for resto mods and new builds. So I purchased the VHX set of gauges. So this looks like and I'm not gonna disassemble everything because I'm not ready to put it in the truck yet. But I just wanted to show you this. So here's the VHX controller, and that interfaces with all the gauges. So it's got fuel, oil, temperature, speed sensor, tach. We've got engine warning lights, accessory lights, let's see, left and right turn signals, high beam, low beam, brake light, dimmer, and so very nice. We've got cables and adapters. More cables, and this looks like the cable set interface between the BIM 012, which is an OBD2 interface. So this setup will be plugging into my ODB port, and then cable for OBD to the BIM module. So that'll convert CAN bus data for each one of the gauges and send the information to the gauge so it can be displayed. So the VHX is the basic, it's a basic model, not as many bells and whistles, but it does everything that's needed for enabling and displaying gauges. So those are the interface packages. Here are what you see on the dash. And let me see how this can be opened. Oh, okay. Packages really well. And these gauges were specific for 5152 Ford pickup trucks. So I will take these gauges out of the packing material. It's beginning of March right now, and I talked to a guy named Scott. I don't know what his position was at Dakota Digital, but he gave me the link to these gauges and a little bit of technical information, so I was pretty happy about that. This is the speedometer and tack combination. So I ordered black background with white lighting and white dials. What they had available was like a silver background with either white letters, white dials, or red or blue font. So I went with a standard, and I think also, if you can see it, we're going to display time and also the odometer. Really nice. The back is enclosed, and it has a plug for, it's like an Ethernet type connector, and that will interface with the BIM module. So the other set of gauges is everything else. Should be water, voltage, oil pressure, fuel gauge, and it is. Let's see. So we've got everything right there. And it also has a interface connection, an enclosed sealed back plate. And let's see, this part number for the 51 pickup is VHX-51F for Ford, -PU for pickup, -K-W. So, very nice. I like it. So let me just put these in to make sure they fit in the hole on the dashboard, just to verify that, yeah, they're really gonna work. So right now I don't have anything in the dash at all. Everything is bare. We don't even have the brake pedal or the steering column there, but we will. And before we do anything with gauges, we got to do paint. We got to do body work, fill in some holes. We've got to paint, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the radio. I don't think I'm certain that I'm not going to have a radio here. If I put a radio anywhere, it's either going to be under the seat or in the glove compartment. But yeah, so all the modules that we received that interface to these gauges will have to be mounted. I don't know exactly where up in under the dash. I'm going to make sure that we've got room for the pedals, steering column, the circuit breaker, breaker box, or fuse box, fuse panel, and then also heater. So should be enough room, but you know, we got to put the big pieces in first, the necessary pieces, and then we can fill in the location that is available for the control modules. Now, I did see a few guys had some. They used a panel behind the glove box, and instead of having a cardboard glove compartment, they had a panel mounted here so that they could access everything needed for the gauge setup and also fuses. So, all right, let me see how these guys fit. And I believe what I'll do, I'll put fuel, oil, voltage, and temperature on the right side, and speedometer and tach on the left. I think that makes sense to me. Let's just see. And they go in from the inside out. There's a bracket back here that's kind of in the way. So that little bracket is going to have to be modified. Let's see about this side. Well, kind of the same thing there. We have these tabs for mounting, but that's what's catching on this bracket. And I think that bracket is intended for the mounting of the original gauges. Let me show you. So going in under the dash, it's tough to see, and I don't have a flashlight with me, but if you can see my hand, there's a bracket going across here, and that's what's in the way of these mounting tabs on the gauges. And then the same thing down here. So we're gonna have to trim that out. I can see it better from outside in. See, this had been a mounting hole for a bracket, and if we would use that, the gauge just doesn't come out far enough. I don't think, or maybe it's really intended to use that. Yeah, it is just, it's not. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm wrong. Let me remove those nuts on these brackets behind the dash, and then we'll try it. I did figure out what's holding back the gauge. These two nuts for mounting are correct, and they're to be used with these new gauges. But the problem that I just found trying to insert, make sure that this lip will fit through the hole, it's just a little bit tight. So I think and it's on both of them. And I did remove the wrapper, so that the wrapper's not holding it back. But this hole is just a hair too small. So I'll tap it out with a little bit of a light ball peen hammer and do some sanding so that they slide in there easily. But yeah, that's the gauges from Dakota Digital. I'm excited about them. And we're gonna put them to the side for a while. We still have all this interior work to do. At least, start cleaning up the dash. There's so much body work to do. It's mind-boggling. But we got progress made earlier with engine, and we're gonna make the engine and transmission together, and then determine about the firewall to see if we've got to cut some of that out. So that's it for now. I just want to show you a quick glimpse of the new gauges that I'm getting, and they'll interface directly to the OBD2 port, which is provided by the LS engine's ECU, and so it gets data from the transmission, it gets data from many sensors in the engine, and then it gets fed through the computer back through the OBD port, and then these gauges will pick it up. So, pretty cool stuff. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.